Alrighty, we're just waiting for the teams to break from their locker rooms and come out. One net is set, the other net is not. We were thinking we were going to start early here, but it appears we will stick to the 12:45 puck drop. So stay patient, hang with us. We'll be back for live action at 12:45. All righty, we're back here in beautiful Syosset, New York. Iceworks. We came up to play the newest team in the AYHL, the Long Island Gulls. They didn't want to fly south. We had to come north to take them on. We got 2 games up here today, 12:45 and 6 p.m. And by the looks of it, we will go off at puck drop time. So last weekend we were in Lehigh Valley. I forgot to mention that was for our 6th and 7th game of the season. 6-7, as all these 10-year-olds keep saying. Missed my opportunity last week. We're playing our 8th and 9th games today, 2 of my favorite numbers. Looking to give you some live action, and hopefully they get after it. Looking to keep spreading that ice, getting pucks and bodies to the net. Live shout out to our longtime supporter and listener. As you hockey parents know, when you get 2 kids playing at the AAA level, you oftentimes have to divide and conquer. So this one goes out to Mike Winton, who's out there watching our 2016 teams in Pittsburgh with his younger son, Will. We'll give you some live action here. Hopefully you're tuning in, watching. Number 77, Michael Winton, will hang and try to hold on the back end, but look to cause a lot of front end damage as well. So PHC on the ice, and the Road Blues will come and screen left to right. The Gulls will be taking the ice here shortly. They're going to come screen right to left in their home whites. But there's a lot of red, white, and blue out there on the ice. And we're on the island today. Like I said, up here in beautiful Syosset, however we say it, New York. Keys of the game, playing aggressive. We want to win the blue lines. We want to keep pucks in, sustain pressure. We want to start working on spreading the puck, moving that puck. I would like to see a neutral zone pass or 2 as we enter the zone, and then try to delay a little bit, get set up, and attack that PSA. Warm-up clocks have started as the Gulls have taken the ice here in Long Island. Hang with us for 5 minutes, and we'll be back for some live AYHL. Both games today, AYHL action, as we're trying to keep our AY roll going. Another shout out that has 2 kids playing in different rinks at this level today. To our good friend, our newest friend of the crew, Gabe Pacelli. As we have Adrian in the crowd with us. And Gabe is with his other son. Back in PA. Still watching youth hockey. So big shout out if you're listening, Gabe. Keys of the game. As you know it. Pucks and bodies to the net. I want some hard, crisp, low shots. And then I want to see some bodies going to the net, set up for that rebound opportunity. But it'll start with the discipline in the defensive end, ensuring that we are set up, keeping pucks out, and then we're moving pucks. Good first pass out into that center lane for the second one, and then I would like to see a transitional play and enter that line with numbers and speed and work on not freezing our wingers or line mates at that blue line and losing our momentum. Two minutes and 50 seconds left in warm-ups. Second referee has entered the ice. Lock the door, so we should be underway here shortly. Grab your popcorn, stay ready. We'll look to give you a show. All right, minute and 20 seconds left in this warm-up. It was an extended warm-up as we were waiting for the goals to take the ice. But PHC has brought their pucks in. They're gathered at their own net, giving themselves one last chance to fire each other up before both teams will go to their respective benches, get their last input from their coaches, and then we'll be underway. "20 clicks left in warm-ups. That horn's going to sound, and then we're going to get underway here. Again, I want to see puck movement, nice and crisp. I want to see low, hard shots. Try to tickle that twine early and often. It's going to be a good day here on the aisle. As the PHC 2015s are taking on the Long Island Gulls. Our 2013s just took them on at that level right before us on this ice surface, and they were very successful moving that puck and depositing it into the back often. And our 2014s, believe it or not, we're making it a round family affair here. The 2014s, if my information is correct, they're at home opener against the Gulls at Hollydale. So make sure you stop in to Dunlop's Bar and Grill. Tell them Eddie Williams sent you today. Teams are at their benches. PHC breaks with my favorite cheer in hockey, as you know it. 1, 2, 3. Who are we? PHC. That's Ellie Shaw in her all-white pads. Taking the crease in the first frame. And Coach Sauer sends out Witten and Fazio on the back end, with Spittle between Putrero and Brock Dannenhauer. Or as I like to call him, and you may guys know him by this point, as Beast Mode. Referee checks to see both goalies are set. And here we go. Puck is dropped. Spittle wins at the Brock. Brock leaves it for Fazio. Fazio chips it off the board looking for Brock. Brock's trying to chip it in the zone. He gets across the line, trying to buy some time and slide it across for Spittle. It hits a foot of the goals, but Brock plays it down behind the net where Spittle will collect. He'll play it off the end boys to himself. He's looking to put it out in front. Gets back to his forehand. He's met by a white jersey. and ridden off that puck. So Long Island will collect. Look to play it out into that center seam. Hits Pucciarero in the shin pads and gets back down the seam. Mike Winton will collect right in front of Ellie. He'll play a good first pass to Pucciarero. Pucciarero trying to play it across for Dannenhauer. He does. He gets across the line. He tries to drag past him. Met with a stick, and they poke it the other way, but it's kept by Fazio. Fazio will walk the line. He'll flip it into that far corner where Spittle's going to get after it. Spittle puts it behind the net for Dannenhauer. Dannenhauer hits the feet of this referee, and the puck is moved the other way. Pucciarero gets down on that half wall. He'll pick it up. Looks to step off that wall, but met by a white jersey. He gains control in the corner. We'll walk it up the wall. Bounces off the wall in the traffic. Spittle plays it towards the net. It's gloved and hung onto. But we had pucks go in the net and bodies to the net as beast mode arrived on the scene. But the Long Island goaltender able to hang on to it and squeeze it. So now we got Max Roach out there between Johnny Gerberbeck and Dylan Pacelli, with Maurer and Z-Man on the back end. Roach leaves it for Pacelli. It's thrown. Z-Man deflected off a stick and gets up and in. So there we go. Pucks to the net through the traffic. Deflects off a stick.
Is that a deflection?
On the defender, trying to keep that one away. So it happens. We'll line up. We'll do it again. Now Roachy to take the center ice face off. He'll win this one back to Maurer's side. Maurer will go D to D. Gets past the Z-Man. But Pacelli will pick up on the boards. Steps off the boards. He's bodied off the puck. And Long Island looking to come back the other way, but they're met by Dylan Pacelli's stick at the blue line. He kicks it out into the neutral zone, and Gerberbeck picks it up. He's trying to step through one. He steps through two. He splits them. He gets in. Forehand, backhand. Oh, just wide of the net. Johnny stays with it. He's trying to play it back out in front. Stick to side. We're covered by the goals in the corner, but Maurer keeps it. He fires this one to the net, and that finds the back of the net. So Maurer shooting from the far point, nice and low. Tickles the twine. For the second time today. So now we got Spittle out between Lucas Sauer, Max Nuziuk, Ethan Nunez, and Brady Carr on the back end. Spittle will tie up his man, and Nuziuk will step to it. He plays it to Nuna. Nuna will get to the red line, and he'll put it deep. And PHC is going to get in after it. Spittle will collect this on the end wall. He's bodied off the puck. Does his best to play it forward off the wall when Nuziuk arrives. But the goal's collected and come out the other side. Nunez will step and keeps that one on the half wall and pushes it down in the corner. Spittle will put the forecheck on. They play it back up the wall. Nuziuk leans and reaches for it, but the goal's able to get it, extract it out of the zone and get into the neutral zone. They step across the line. Nunez will contain outside. Let him go behind the net. Spittle there in support, plays it up the wall to Sauer. Sauer steps off the wall, plays it ahead, looking for Spittle. Picked off by a goal. But they play it ahead, and Nunez collects. He plays it up for Nuziuk. And Nuziuk's going to gain the line. He's pushed outside. Plays it to the point for Ethan Nunez. He had the far point option and didn't see it. So Nunez puts it back down the wall. They'll play it up the wall where the goals will collect. They play it out into that center seam. Spittle there to interrupt the forward traffic and kill the momentum on that breakout. Spittle will stick this aside. He'll collect. He's going to use his own net. He'll play it around. Gets up the half wall where a pinching defender tries to keep it in, but Carr cuts that one off and gets out into the neutral zone. Spittle's going to pick this one up. Spittle's got Pucciarero trailing him. Spittle's going to drive wide. He's trying to get back inside the dots. He fires. Gets wide. Dannenhauer coming off the bench will keep. Pucciarero collects in the corner. Puts it up to Dannenhauer at the half wall. Dannenhauer will step down and put it back to Pucciarero at the dot. Turns, fires, and that's in the back of the net. Beautiful puck movement there. Deposits that biscuit and tickles the twine for the third time. So if you're just joining us, 3-0, 11:29 left in the first period. I see some quick transitions occurring. And as I said in the opening, I wanted to see that neutral zone pass and then hit the line with speed, and they're doing that so far. Like what I'm seeing. Fazio will collect. Fazio's going to step off the wall. Plays it back up to Dannenhauer as his partner was directing him where to go. They'll play this back down. So we got Dannenhauer, Roachy, and Pucciarero up front with Spittle, Fazio, and Winton on the back end on this shift. Winton will escape. He's going to come back behind. He'll play it D to Fazio. Fazio collects. He gets his eyes up. He's going to play it up to Roche. Roche plays it ahead for Dannenhauer. Dannenhauer plays it all the way across to Pucciarero. That's a beautiful neutral zone transition passage. We want to flip that ice. Pucciarero's going to walk. He's going to try to play it to the point, but it's sticked aside by the goals and thrown out into the neutral zone. They got numbers. Winton's there to contain and allow the back support to get there. Roche meets it on the ball. It's chipped ahead where Winton will collect. He'll play D to D off his end wall to Fazio. Fazio gets his eyes up. He plays it tape to Dannenhauer. Dannenhauer hits Roche. Roche plays it ahead to Pucciarero, and this time we have a step. We're on sides. That one gets off the blade and off the end boards. Pucciarero steps past it. Roche there to support. The goals kick it up the sideboards where it's interrupted by Dannenhauer. Dannenhauer gets it, looking to play it across to Roche, but it's sticked aside by the goals, and the goals trying to chip it past. They get it out into that neutral zone, but the blue sweaters are there to cut any progression off. That's dumped in. We'll wave off the icing. Z-Man will collect. Plays it ahead. Dannenhauer. Dannenhauer's looking far side for Gerberbeck. Chipped off the wall. Roche collects. He'll put it deep and pull up for a line change. So the goals will go back behind their own net to collect this one. Dylan Spaselli trying to get back above it. He comes 85 feet from the bench. Closes this one off. Gets to the point. Chip pass Shane Zabarski, and now we've got numbers coming the other way, but Spittle's there with good back check. And Maurer was in net front contained. Maurer will step to this one. Plays it off a shin pad, and then it's ringed around the wall where the goals will step in and keep it. They play it in, stick the side before it got in on Ellie Shaw. Now Shane will go off the glass. This one's going to be collected just inside their own zone and pushed right back out into the neutral zone by the goals. Spittle will take a good path to the puck. Pacelli collects. He's got Gerberbeck going down the center seam. Draws tension, puts it on the Gerberbeck stick. Huge toe save, as I thought that was going to find the back of the net, but a huge save made by the goaltender. Pacelli finds him on the back door again. Good eyes, good look. Spittle will put it down the wall to Gerberbeck. Gerberbeck will put it back up to Spittle. Spittle's going to try to step out into the lane. He'll play it behind the net, looking for Pacelli. Pacelli will play it back around for Gerberbeck. Gerberbeck's going to wear a body. Hit and pin. There's 3 on him. So now we enter. 3-on-3. Spittle will draw something to him. Put it back across the goal mouth, trying to stick it in. Bouncing around, unable to get good wood on it was Gerberbeck. But it's played back in. Gerberbeck will collect on the end boards. He gets bumped and buried. So still doing it. The trend on this season, Johnny Gerberbeck going to those places, those dirty places on the ice. Moving his feet, drawing penalties. So we'll go man up for the first time today. With Roche between Sauer and Anutsiuk. We'll go Carr and Nunez on the back end. As you know it, all man up power play opportunities brought to you none other than Dunlop's Bar and Grill. Stop in. Watch some youth hockey. Drink a cold one while doing so. Best viewing experience. Tell them Mike Roach sent you. Roach gets his personnel set, drops it, wins this one to Anutsiuk. Anutsiuk will put it to Carr. Carr will escape. Looking to play it back across for Roche. Gets out to Sauer. Sauer will put it behind the net, looking for Anutsiuk. Anutsiuk's going to collect. Going to walk up. He's going to play it to Carr. Carr's going to go D to Nooner. Nooner's going to walk. Plays it down to Sauer. Sauer patiently trying to play it back across. It gets in. Paddle save made. Stick to side. Gets back out to the half wall where Sauer will try to keep. Walks off the wall with it. We'll play it back across. He fires it. It's gloved aside. Goaltender fights that one off. The puck's bouncing around. Anutsiuk goes to the point. Nunez will recover. Will escape it. Put it back down the wall to Sauer. Sauer will step to the dots. He finds Roach. Roach goes up. Looking for that backhand. Puts it over the net. Carr will step and keep. Will play it back down in the corner for Roach. Roach looking for Sauer out in front. It's stick to side by the goals. The goals will put it up the wall. Carr will seal this one off. He's going to play it back behind the net. Sauer will collect in the far corner. Sauer steps out, off the wall. Net by a white jersey, but regains control. Puts it back out in front, looking for Max Eye. But the goals will collapse on that and collect. It's kept in at the point by Nunez. Nunez throws it to the net. It gets through. Anutsiuk looking to bury it. Big stop made by the goals goalkeeper. Keeping this one at 3-0. Roach will find Carr at the point. Carr's going to look. He plays it back to Roach. will put it into the corner, and the Gulls will chip it up the center seam and get it out into that neutral zone and go back to full strength. But good puck movement. Nunez collects. He's going to get across the red line. He'll play it deep. Roche puts the forecheck on. He'll play it back up. Nunez is going to collect and keep. Plays it back down the wall. Finds Pucciarello with stick to side. Well, Dannenhauer's going to try to cut it off above it. He's got Carr sealing it off. Carr seals it off. He pushes it ahead looking for Pucciarello. Gets through, but the Gulls will collect. Goals are cut off by Pucciarello, and then they try to ring it out into that neutral zone, and they'll wave the icing off as they say that we had a play on it. Nunez will collect. He'll use his own net. He throws the brakes on it, gets back out in front. Spittle's there to interrupt any potential shot, and it's chipped out to the sideboards. It's kept in at the point. They'll flip it back in wide of Ellie's net. Played in on her, and she'll hang on to this one as there are some extra chops. But she'll use the opportunity to reset, get that power play line off. We'll complete the change as we had the two defenders and one forward still out there. But we got them off the ice. Now we got spits between L-Dog and Beast Mode. Fazio and Winton on the back end. So Fazio will play it to Winton. Winton collects. He's looking up the center. Plays it to Pucciarello. Pucciarello trying to quick stick it ahead for Spittle. Cut off by the Gulls. A puck battle ensues right in front of PHC's bench. Dannenhauer steps to it. He uses that big frame of his to win the puck. He's going to drive wide. He's got Spittle coming with him. He'll pull up in the corner. Oh, he's looking for Pucciarello. Had three guys collapsing on him. He'll play it behind the net for Spittle. Spittle will collect. Looking to play it out in front. It's kicked aside by the Gulls defender. They'll walk it up and walk it out into that neutral zone, but cut off. Good back pressure by Declan Spittle. Pucciarello will try to collect it. Bounces out into that center seam. Beast Mode picks it up. He gets across the line. He's tripped. After seeing a couple hacks, we have some Gulls parents asking what the call is. You can pick any subsection of the rule book there. There was a couple slashes, a couple hooks. Certainly obstructed, but ultimately hauled down for the tripping. Hand goes to the knees. We'll go back to another power play brought to you today by Dunlop's Bar and Grill. Roche between Pacelli and Gerbevec with Z-Man and Maurer on the back end for this one. Pacelli will collect in the corner. He's looking to play it out in front for Gerbevec. That gets to the side of the net. And Gerby will collect in the far corner. Pacelli picks it up. He plays down front for Roche. Roche gets stick on it, but tripped as his shot. Puck is now coming the other way. They'll wave that off as it got off a Z-Man stick, so he'll have to go back and collect. Plays it softly around. The Gulls are able to step to this puck. That needs to be moved crisper. When you make your decision up, we got to move that puck hard. Nothing soft. Gerbevec will step in. I thought we were step off sides, but we get away with one. Roach is going to deposit this one in the back of the net. Bounces around. Pacelli gets a stick on it. So, good puck movement. Good line entry. Pucks and bodies to the net. I preemptively called that one for 15. A 15 didn't get the credit for the goal. Certainly get the assist. A 68 was there to put anything that was bouncing around back. So now we got Spittle between Sauer and Anutsiuk. Carr and Nunez. Carr will chip this off the boards and play it forward. Spittle's going to collect. He's going to gain the line. Trying to step past. He's met by a white jersey. He'll play it forward. Carr with good pressure. Keeps it live. Sauer will collect. Trying to step across into the center. Gain that puck, but the Gulls will gain the line. It's fired in, stick to side by Ethan Nunez. Carr will collect behind the net. Plays it ahead for Anutsiuk, who collects. Anutsiuk gets his eyes up. He's trying to play it across the center seam. He finds Declan Spittle, and here we go. We got Sauer with him. He makes one more cross. Defenseman lays out, takes any scoring opportunity away there. Sauer will collect. He'll play it down in the corner. Spittle will walk out. Plays it off the pads of the goaltender. Gulls will throw this on up the wall. Carr will collect. He'll put it back down the wall to Sauer. Sauer will put it in the corner for Spittle. Spittle turns up, plays it back out in front, looking for Anutsiuk. Unable to get his stick on it. It gets into the far corner. Thrown up. Nooner will keep. Plays it back down to Anutsiuk. Anutsiuk loses that puck, and now the Gulls are coming the other way. Chip it out in the neutral zone where Nooner will collect. He's going to go D to D, D to D. Carr plays it ahead for Sauer. Sauer gains the line. Try to play it back out into the center for Spittle, but he's met by a couple white jerseys. Spittle arrives on the scene to help him out. Plays that one back out into the middle collected by the white sweaters, and they'll use their own net and try to come back up. They'll play it forward, and this one's going to get out into the neutral zone. Doesn't have enough legs. That should go. Yes, it will. They're going to wave it off. Should have been 200 feet for the icing, but they'll wave it off. Fazio will collect. Plays it ahead to Spittle. Spittle collects it. Plays it ahead for Sauer. It gets off a Sauer stick, or off his foot. No ice as it was deflected. Poutrero gains it below the line. He's trying to buy some time and let his support come. He's going to step out. He gets across the top of the PSA. He turns, he fires along the ice and ends up in the back of the net. So as I said in the opening, we want to see pucks long and hard and crisp right along that ice. And that's how they're putting them in the back of the net here, testing them low. So Poutrero recovers that puck, walks around the net across the PSA, fires it low, tickles the twine for the 5th time today. If you're just joining us, PHC out to a 5-0 lead, 2:17 left in the first period. Fazio will chip this deep. Roach is going to get in after it. The Gulls will use the glass, play it around. Winton reads it, cuts it off at the hash marks. With all the support there, the puck's bouncing around, it's ping-ponging around, gets off the referee's skate. Winton will collect. He's trying to play it back across, looking to either get it to the net or get it to Roach's stick. Picked off by the Gulls, and the Gulls desperately trying to get it out of their zone. But Dannenhauer arrives on the scene in support. He's trying to drag it out of the pile. The Gulls had 4 below their own goal line there. They play it out. Winton will collect. He walks. He's got Fazio. He doesn't see him. Fazio was trying to let him know, hey, slide it across here. We'll play this one to Poutrero. Poutrero's got some white ice in front of him. He turns. He fires. Just wide. That had some heat on it, though. Gulls chip it ahead. Get out of that neutral zone. They'll gain the red line. They'll put it deep. Fazio will collect. He'll come around the net with it. Throws on his brakes. Has Roach there in support. Roach digs it out. They'll play it around. Dannenhauer will step low and slow behind the net. Picks it up. He gets a step. He plays it ahead to Roachy. Roachy chips it through off of skates. He's got Dannenhauer spreading out with him. Plays it across, and that's going to get in the goal. So good eyes up. He was trying to make that play, that unselfish play, as we were driving net front. Hits the defenseman's skate and ends up in the back of the net. So Max Roach, getting credit for that one. But we like the idea of sliding that across, making the goaltender and defender try to defend you laterally, which, as we talked about last week, is very hard to do in hockey. So PHC puts in the 6-1 in the first period. They'll chip this ahead. Spittle will get in after it. He's going to collect this one, walks it back out in front, throws it towards the net. Goaltender makes 1, 2, 3 saves, and then he lays on that one. I'm going to use one from last year, like a beach. Wow. He got on that one. Wasn't letting daylight see that puck. Big shout out here as play continues. Want to give a shout out to a live listener, DJ Jack. Let's go, PHC. Hey, thanks for the support, kiddo. Let's play down the wall. Gerberbeck will step off it. He plays down front, stick to side. Shane was trying to wind up and crank one home, but a white stick got there first. Spittle will play this hard back out in front. It gets out to the point. Bauer throwing it to the net. Horn will sound. We will go into the benches after the first 15 on the day up here in Long Island, holding on to a 6-0 lead. Stay with us. We'll be back in about 120 seconds for more action. So as we come back for the second period, we'll look to slow it down a little bit, and not that doesn't mean we slow down the pace of play or the attacking of pucks or how fast we're moving our feet, but we're going to try to slow down, stretch the ice, flip the ice, move that puck. The puck moves faster than any player out there. So if we have the little ones listening today and we're trying to learn some hockey, the ice surface is 200 by 85 feet. There's a lot of white ice out there, but as you get bigger, the game gets faster, and the ice surface becomes, believe it or not, smaller and tougher to play in. So we want to see continued puck movement, no panic, and we don't want bad habits to creep in here. We want to stay with the puck movement, flipping that ice, and working it back into the PSA. So Roche between Anutyuk and Sauer with Carr and Nooner on the back end. They play it forward. Sauer will drive through. He gets off the wall. He's going to play it across for Anutyuk. Anutyuk trying to open up. Unable to get that on net, but he'll play it behind the net to Sauer. Sauer will turn with it. He'll play it off the end walls to himself. Looking to play it back out in front. He drives through. Gets back onto his forehand. A little 10-2 action. He walks it up. Leaves it for Roche. Roche puts it towards the net. Anutyuk collects, and he'll put the rebound back. So good puck movement, good patience, good drop pass by Lucas Sauer. The next level thing is we're hearing some communication. That's another thing that we'll continue to work on this year as they communicate and help each other. The game becomes easier if you talk to your teammates. So Roche will win this back to Nooner. Nooner's going to collect. He's going to get to that red line. He's going to put it deep. Anutyuk will get in. Sauer will try to cut this one off around the net. Anutyuk trying to force it back up the near wall. We'll cut it off. They walk past them. They get it up that half wall. They're looking to play it out into the neutral zone, but they're cut off by Roche. And Anutyuk gets there in support. Pushes them back in. We play it forward. Carr will pick this one off. We play it down the wall to Sauer. Sauer will collect. Roche is going to collect this one. Trying to step off the wall. Play it forward. Carr will step, will stick it, he'll keep it in. Keeps it in once, keeps it in twice. The third time, unable to get it back. So we have an odd man rush developing. They play it across. Get in on Ellie, but she keeps it. Good stick by Anutyuk. Keeps it wide. Keeps it out of the back of the net. It's played forward. Carr will stick this one aside, but it gets in on Ellie. She collects it. Says, hey, buddy, what are we doing here? So she'll freeze it. She stays awake. Makes some stop meter too. So we'll go with a full wholesale personnel change here. We got Declan Spittle between Dannenhauer and Putriero. With Fazio and Winton on the back end. Winton will step to this one. Tips it forward to Putriero. Putriero trying to drag it out of his feet and play it out into the center seam. It's read by the goals. The goals step into the top of the circle. They fire just wide of Ellie. Winton will get there. He's going to bury someone. And initiated the contact, but that is our resident Jersey barrier. He's a little bigger, a little stronger. So he put that hand on the hip, forearm maybe. Pushed him into the wall, so we're whistled dead. We'll go man down. For a defensive zone draw to the left of Ellie Shaw. With Fazio and Maurer on the back end to kill it off. Spittle and Putriero up front. Putriero will collect this one. He's going to skate this one out in the neutral zone. He's hauled down. We're going to let that go. That's a little bit of the New York refereeing, or as we like to call it, the Homer refereeing. Maybe refereeing the score a little bit. But play continues as I digress. Fazio will collect. Chips it off the glass. It's played with a high stick. They say no. Played out in the neutral zone. Played back in for the automatic offsides. So again, there is no tag up offsides. It is all automatic at this level. So if that puck gets north of the blue line and back out of the neutral zone, catches that white ice, and it's played back in while your teammates are still inside the zone, whistle dead for automatic offsides. Neutral zone draw. The goals will win this one back. They'll play it deep. Karam's off the boards and gets back behind Ellie's net where Maurer will pick it up. Sold that one with his toe caps. Escape for a second. He'll play it D to D to Fazio. Fazio's going to play it ahead for Gerberbeck. Gerberbeck's going to collect and hit that center seam where he had Rochi. Gets off the stick and allows the Gulls to collect at their blue line and play it back forward. So we'll regroup and try it again. Maurer plays it to Gerberbeck. Gerberbeck trying to step to it. Met by a white jersey who gains the line. They're looking to play this back across. They'll throw it wide into the corner. Fazio steps to that one first. They play it back out in front. Fire to the net. Kicked aside by Ellie Shaw. Good rebound control. Gets it out the side of the shooting lane, outside of that PSA. It's played back in front. Ellie stands tall on that post. As it was quick stick back in on her, but she makes the save, hangs onto it. She'll use the opportunity to hit reset. She doesn't like what's going on out in front of her. So we got Declan Spittle and the money man, Dylan Pacelli, to kill off the rest of this one up front with Nunez and Carr on the back end. Defensive zone draw to the left of Miss Shaw. Spittle puts this one into the corner. Nunez will control, chip it up the boards. Played back down. Nooner will collect and tries to get that puck out to the boards. He'll get it hard off the boards. Gets out into that neutral zone where Pacelli and Spittle will put the forecheck on, trying to cause a fumble. The Gulls are now coming the other way. We're back to even strength. They gain the line. It's a 3-on-2. Good stick by Ethan Nunez. Pacelli picks up that bounce, and now he's got some white ice in front of him. Gets in. He drops it. The Sauer fires it in. It's kicked aside. Spittle will get it on the half wall. They'll play it back down the net. Spittle will pull up. Trying to play it back out in front, looking for Lucas Sauer. Nooner will collect. He's going to go D to D to Carr. Carr's going to wind up. He thought about it. He plays it down to Sauer. Sauer will get behind the net, trying to play it across the Spittle. The Gulls get through traffic with it, and they'll look to come up and skate up the center with this one. They're going to opt to skate it out of their zone. Pacelli cuts it off, kills the forward momentum. And Nooner plays it back forward. There's no icing. As they said, he got the red line. The Gulls will now try to come around the other side. They'll play it ahead. It's cut off by Nuccio coming off the bench. He's taken off his feet. Nothing called. They play it ahead. Carr will surf the play. The Gulls will gain the line. They'll play it ahead. Carr will challenge in the corner. It's played out in front. Stick to side by Spittle. Spittle will collect this one. He's going to stake this one out of the zone. He gets across the blue, across the red, across the blue. He gets in top of the house, fires, gloved and fought off by the Gulls goaltender. Nuccio collects. He's going to try to walk out. He goes down. Spittle keeps it live. Nuccio trying to recover and gain control. It's fired back up. The wall. Maurer was looking for it, but Spittle cut it off. The Gulls will collect. They'll chip it forward. They get out in that neutral zone. They drive in. They fire it in. Ellie makes a big stop. Hangs on to it as she doesn't like what she sees coming at her. So if you're just joining us, second period action here on Long Island, playing the Long Island Gulls today. We'll have a defensive zone draw to the right of Miss Shaw. PHC hanging on to a 7-0 lead with 9:52 left in the second. Maurer will collect. He'll come around his net. He'll play it ahead. Rochi picks that, carry him up off the boards. He gets out in the neutral zone. He's met with a couple sticks, but he fights through it. Looking for Puncharera. It's played ahead where the Gulls will collect inside their own line. They try to play it ahead. They bounces off of Puncharera's skate, but second effort gets it out into the neutral zone. And the Gulls will try to enter the line. Stick to side by Shane Zabarski. We'll play it ahead for Puncharera. Puncharera trying to drag past one defender. Stick to side. Rochi picks it up. I thought it was good. Good effort. But, again, that's that automatic offsides as he carried in, and they say Puncharera was still in south of that blue line, south of the border. Mama. I think that was Philly's most won it. Circa 2000, maybe. It's played across. Puncharera will pick this one up and gain the line. Surfed by the Gulls and put it back out into the neutral zone. Dannenhauer will pick up on the boards. He'll look to regroup and flip the ice. Plays it across to Puncharera. Puncharera collects. Steps out in that center lane, plays it to Roach. Now Roach will gain the line, play it deep, and get in after it. He's going to collect this one on the end boards. Puncharera there to help support. Dannemauer's the high guy. Played out to Dannemauer. Gets off the post, and now they'll say it's in the back of the net. So the first one, I thought that caught. So the referee says it was a good goal. That is good puck movement, good zone entry. And as we talked about in the opening, they're moving the puck through the neutral zone, trying to draw defenders to them, and then flip it back out into the lane and attack that open ice. Try to create time and space for yourselves. Play it back out in front to the high man who buries it in the back of the net. Spittle will take this draw. He plays it ahead. Pacelli jumps and bumps through the lane. He picks it up. He plays it across for Gerbevek. Gerbevek's going to buy some time. Big stop made, as there was a lot of puck movement, but big stop made by the goalkeeper. Standing tall. So we'll have an offensive zone draw to the right of the Gulls goalie. So we'll try to win this one back to Pacelli. The Gulls will collect. We'll play it towards the point. Nooner will step and collect. We'll play it back in. We're going to play it back out in front. Icing's going to be waved off. Ellie will collect. She'll play it at the last minute. The car. He plays it to Spittle. Spittle trying to stretch that ice to Gerbevek. The Gulls will try to collect it, but they play it ahead. Pacelli puts a move on, dangles in. Big butterfly stop made by the Gulls goalkeeper. The Gulls will pick this puck off, but look to play it forward. Step out, they gain the red line, they gain the blue line, and now they're stepping in. Blockered off by Ellie. Stick this side by Nooner. Spittle's buried. No call. Carr will go off the end boards trying to get it to Gerbevek. Gerbevek gets in low to support. Carr will win this one up the boards. Spittle will come in support, and he'll pick it off. Trying to play it ahead for Gerbevek. It's red and picked off and kept in by the Gulls, but met by Ethan Nunez on the wall. It's chipped ahead. Gerbevek collects. He's got Pacelli coming with him. 2-on-2. He plays it across for Pacelli. Pacelli drags in, fires, hits the post. Collected by Spittle. Played back towards the net. Hung on to. That puck is loose. Good fight. They're getting pucks and bodies to the net. But the goaltender stands tall, stays strong, keeps that one out of the back of the net. Roche between Sauer, Nuciuk, with Z-Man and Maurer. This one's won to Sauer. Sauer will try to play it back to Roach, but it's sticked aside by the Gulls. They chip this one out into the neutral zone. Played D to D, played back ahead. Oh, good thought by Roche as he was trying to hit Nuciuk stepping across that line, but it hits a skate. It'll be played back. Zabarski will come in. He'll turn. He'll fire. Wide of the goaltender. He'll get in below the line. He'll try to play it back out in front and stick aside by the Gulls. Who try to exit that zone. They play it ahead. Chip it out in the neutral zone where it's picked off by Maurer. Roche in good pressure, good coverage, was back there playing some blue line for a second too. Roche fighting along those boards. Gets through, it's pushed ahead, and Maurer will collect. He'll gain the red line. He fires it in. Sauer will get after it. Nuciuk looking to put forward pressure on. It's played ahead. Zabarski will keep the line. Hung on to that puck a little too long, and now we're coming the other way. But Maurer's back there and contained. As I said, we cannot let bad habits creep into our play, and I'm starting to see that a little bit in the play of hanging on to the puck a little too long. Need to get our eyes up and move it, as the puck movement is critical at all times. So Maurer contains, keeps the scoring opportunity away, and in the process, the Gulls will take a penalty and we'll move up the other ice for a offensive zone draw to the right of the Gulls. We'll be back on the man up here, 5-on-4, brought to you today by Dunlop's Bar and Grill. Gulls will collect. He'll play it up the wall. Pucciarero will step off the wall with it. Plays it across for Winton. Winton's going to load. He's going to fire. Hits a body in front. Danaher will collect. He'll play it to the top. Pucciarero, the goal, stick it aside, but a good keep, good challenge by Joshua Fazio. Keeps it live for momentarily. Goals recollect and push it out into the neutral zone. Fazio will go back down the wall looking for Pucciarero, but the goal is able to intercept and come the other way. Fazio will collect this time. We'll go D to D. Or Winton will come back to Pucciarero. Pucciarero will step out into that center lane. He's looking for Dannenhauer. Dannenhauer collects it at the red line. He'll get across. He leaves it back for Pucciarero, who hits the line with speed. He steps in, plays across to Dannenhauer, turns, fires, fought off. Rebound opportunity there for Declan Spittle to put back. Stays out of the back of the net, and now we're transitioning the other way. Good back check by Pucciarero. Forcing him to play it in. Or Fazio will collect. He'll chip it ahead for Dannenhauer. Dannenhauer collects this one, kicks it ahead to himself, gets it out in the neutral zone where Spittle will step to it. Leaves it for Dannenhauer. Dannenhauer gains the line. He's going to step all the way across. He's going to leave it for Pucciarero. Pucciarero trying to flip it back to him. Read and picked off momentarily by the goals, but it's played back in. Spittle fires that one hard but wide. Gets around the wall where Fazio will keep. He'll play it back down in the corner for Spittle. So those guys' eyes up. He plays it back to Fazio. Good read by the goals, and they step it the other way. Good stick lift by Dannenhauer. Dannenhauer will hold as Gerberbeck was clearing the line. You get that back out. They stay on sides. They play it back across. Spittle puts it towards the net. Stick to side by the goals defender. Dannenhauer will collect. He's met by a body, but deposits that body to the ice. And now the goals are coming the other way. They play it back forward. Gerberbeck will collect. It's played back in, where the goals will collect behind their own net. Roach will cut this one off. They play it ahead. Pacelli coming off the bench. Kicks it forward. Fazio will hold. He'll fire. Good save made as that was knuckling in on him. Good rebound control. Roach collects. He'll draw it back up. Draw the defender to him. Puts it back down the wall where Pacelli will look to get after. He's rammed off the puck with Gerberbeck there to collect. Plays it to Pacelli. Pacelli will now leave it for Gerberbeck. Gerberbeck plays it out to Roach. Roach will step down towards the net. Plays it in. Kick the side. Gets out to the point. The car tries to collect. He'll play it to Roach. Roach lets it go down behind the net where Gerberbeck will get in after it. Puts the challenge on. Plays it back out in front. Bounce around. Puck still loose. Pacelli will get it. He's going to look to the point. He finds Roach at the top of the circle. Pacelli will now play it across the car. Car's going to step. He's going to turn. He's going to fire. Fought off. Rebounds there. Bill Pacelli collects. Goes to the point once again. Nooner will walk. He'll play it back down to Pacelli. This one's read by the goals, and now we're coming the other way. Nunez back and contained. Roach, Carr, and Pacelli all back. So Carr collects. He tries to play it out in the center seam. He finds Gerberbeck. Gerberbeck gets across the blue. He's got Roachy coming with him. He drives wide, takes a shot, fires it wide off the end boards. It'll get back out where Nunez will collect. He'll put it hard down the wall. It'll get behind the net. The goals will collect. They throw the brakes on. Gerberbeck gets away with one there. Roach will collect. He hits and pins. He's looking for support, so Johnny G gets in there to help him, trying to move that pile. 2-on-2 battle. Puck bounces out. It's there. Stick to side and collected by the goals. They'll come back the other way. Gerberbeck steps to it. Tries to wrap it around. Kick to side. Pacelli will gain control. He plays it up to the point for Nooner. Nooner's going to walk. Fires that one in. It gets wide. Gerberbeck will collect behind the net. He'll leave it for Pacelli. Pacelli's going to play it to Gerberbeck behind the net. Who's looking to play it back out in front for Roach. He didn't have enough momentum on that one, and they step past Nooner. Carr's back in that center seam. Nooner plays the car. Carr sticks to the side. Good back pressure by Max Roach. Stick to side by Nooner on the second one. Good pressure again by Max Roach, and he finds Lucas Sauer coming off the bench. He hits that center seam. Stick back in the open ice. He turns. He fires just wide. But good puck movement. We're starting to stretch the ice. Very important. Not letting the Gulls game any momentum here. So that's played in. Zabrowski will pick this one up. He'll go D to D after stepping across the center line. So that's picked off on the wall. Nuccio doing his best to get it out in the neutral zone. Puts a body on it. Spittle following up. Gains across the red line. He's across the blue. He gets on in. He's all by himself. He makes a move. Fires it and deposits it. He tickles the twine.
Good job.
Is that 9 or 10?
9.
Was it at 9 at one point and they backed it back down?
I don't know.
So I think for the 9th time today, Declan Spittle, good follow-up, hits that center seam, gets in all alone. At one point, I thought they might have doubled one up at some point. Yeah. Play it ahead. Goals will collect. They'll gain the line. Stick to side by Zabarski. He tries to go through 4 guys. He'll get that stick to side, but Sauer following it up. We'll play it deep. Sauer will body that one up on the end boards. Drive through. Leave it for Spittle. Spittle collects. Puts it back out in front for Sauer. He fires it in. It's kicked aside. Collected on the half wall. Kept in by Maurer. Not once, but twice. And then the 3rd time with support from Minuccio. Sauer putting that forecheck on, and Minuccio cuts it off above it. Now forcing the goals to come back the other way. So Spittle's above it now. He'll step to it. Good read. They play that one off of Minuccio, who collects. He's going to drive down the wall, step in the corner, trying to play it back out in front as the horn sounds. We'll go in to the 2nd stoppage. 9-0 PHC. So we'll do a live game check-in, interactive broadcast today. Sounds like Luke Pacelli won 6-0. So big shout out to Dylan's older brother as he's getting it done. Back home. And we missed Gabe Pacelli. He's not up here with us, but we got the his better half, Adrian Pacelli, joining us today, take in some live PHC action. 2 games on the island today, and then we'll be set for our home opener next week at Hollydale against none other than the Little Flyers. And that's where Dylan Pacelli came to us from. So our home opener is next week, but let's not get ahead. We got some work to do here on the island. I want to see some good passing, good stretch, flip the pucks, and continue understanding time and space and how to move in that triangle and get it to the guy in that PSA with the primary scoring opportunity. This one's played ahead where Michael Witten will collect. Will go D to D to Fazio. Fazio will look to play it up to Dannenhauer. Fumble the puck a bit, so we'll gain the red line and looks to flip that ice to Pucciarero. It'll be collected by the goals and chipped back out in the neutral zone. Cut off by Winton. Pushed down the boards where the goals will collect. They were north of the red line, but they're going to let this one go. They're going to wave that icing off almost in unison. Fazio will step to it. He'll play it forward. Out in the neutral zone. Momentarily picked off, but Dannenhauer collects and plays it ahead for Roach. And we got Pucciarero, Roach, and Dannenhauer. Plays it across. Roach plays it to Dannenhauer. Dannenhauer unable to collect. It gets wide of the net. Fired up the boards, kept. Now Dannenhauer will collect. He's going to play it across to Roach. Roach is in his office. He turns and fires. No doubt about it. He's on the forehand. Good puck movement. Good quick release. So now we got Declan Spittle between the money man, Dylan Pacelli, Johnny Gerbevec, Nooner, and Bubba. Spittle plays this one back to Bubba. Bubba will collect. Chips it off the wall looking for Pacelli. Spittle steps to it and then leaves it for Pacelli. Pacelli's going to gain the line. He's going to step outside. Looking to play it back across. We'll play it to Nooner. Nooner will turn, will fire. Gets in on net. Stick to side as it was deflected a couple times on the way in. Spittle's going to gain it. He's in the corner looking for some help. Pacelli will get in to help him. Pacelli wins this one. He's going to use the net now. Leaves it for Spittle behind the net. Plays it out in front, looking for Gerberbeck, who collects. Plays it back towards the net. It's kicked aside by the goals, and now we're coming the other way. We got Nooner and Carr back and contain Declan Spittle with relentless back pressure. Pushes him outside the Nooner. Nooner will step to it. Spittle will collect, ring it around the boards where Purcelli's going to collect. He's looking for Johnny Gerberbeck, 85 feet across the ice. He plays it to him, but it's read by the goals defender, and they play it back forward. That's going to be automatic offsides. And if it wasn't offsides, they were going to whistle it dead for an icing, but that's going to come the other way for an offsides. We'll have a neutral zone face-off, last play on the puck, outside of the goals bench.
14-1 against goals.
All right. So just getting some live in-game intelligence powered by Eddie Williams. But the 2014s in their home opener against the Long Island Gulls were victorious. 14-1 was that final. So now we're back in action as PHC looks to keep the sustained pressure on. Anuchuk will step to that one, body the puck carrier off the puck. Let's push up the wall. It's kept by St. Z. He'll turn, he'll fire. Bodied aside by a defender, and now they're looking to come the other way. Good path to the puck by Max Anuchuk. It's played forward by Billy Maurer. And now Roach will try to collect it off the half wall. He's met by a white jersey or two. They collect and they get out into this neutral zone. Anuchuk will collect it. He's trying to play it out into the center seam. Plays it off of Sauer, skates, collects it, and then plays it back across to Sauer. Sauer drags, looking to play it back to Anuchuk. It gets past him. Anuchuk will collect behind the net. He gets his eyes up. Ill-advised pass there. But Roach does his best to cut it off. Allows the puck to bounce out into the center. It's played towards the net in the soft ice by Lucas Sauer. Gets after it, plays it back out in front for Max Roach, who tickles the twine once again for the 11th time today. So if you're just joining us, PHC hanging on to an 11-0 lead here. Third period, 11:41. Spittle out between Beast Mode and L-Dog with the Jersey Barrier, and Joshua the Flash Fazio. Kucher is going to step across the line. We'll get to the dots. He turns, he fires right along the ice. Between the wickets, that'll be the 12th one today. So they're executing upon what I asked them to do in the intro. They're transitioning through that neutral zone. They're making passes. They're entering the line with speed. And then they're getting pucks to the net. Will lifts a stick. Contreras jumps and bumps through the lane. He gains the line. He gets through one. He gets through two. Turns, fires, hits the 5-hole again. That's number 13 on the day. $12 on the day. Now there goes the 13. They're happening quick. Contreras will jump and bump the lane again. The goals finally read this one and close it off. They're coming back forward. They gain the line. But a half a step offsides as that pass was made at horizontally at the blue line. They were unable to gain the line. They blow it dead, so we'll have a neutral zone face-off right outside of PHC's bench. Declan Spittle, Downhauer, Putrero out in front. Nooner and Carl on the back end. So Downhauer's going to drive down the lane. Looking to cut back inside the dots. He flips it across for Putrero. Putrero goes Bardowski this time. So rather than along the ice, nice backhand sauce. Putrero, natural hat trick. Inside the last 35 seconds. He's got more than that on the day, but he scored 3 in one shift there. Now we got Roach between Pacelli and Gerberbeck. Roach wins this one to Gerberbeck. Gerberbeck trying to step through the lane. Roach, good follow-up. Plays it back forward. It's sticked aside by the Goal keep. Paddles to the side, but Roach will cut that one off and get through not one, but two and three defenders. Finds Pacelli at the top of that house. He turns and fires. Big save made as he keeps his nose to that puck. Hung on to by the goal keep. So we'll keep Roachy with Gerberbeck and Pacelli up front. Z-Man and Maurer on the back end. That puck bounces around on the wall. Play down in the neutral zone. Goals trying to get a step. Cut off by Z-Man. And then ridden off the puck by Maurer. And then that's played back in for that automatic offsides. So we'll have a neutral zone draw right outside the PHC bench. Roach wins this one to Gerberbeck. Gerberbeck will leave it as he was unmarked. I think he thought Maurer was going to step to it. So a rugby scrum ensues along the boards. It's played back out into the neutral zone. Roach with his relentless pressure. That was a scissor hold takedown. Roachy's a big wrestling fan, but he thought he came to play hockey today. He wasn't aware that he was going to get into a little bit of a wrestling match there. Played back across. Gerberbeck will play this out to the point for Maurer. Maurer will collect, will turn, will fire. Gloved, fought off. Roachy collects, plays it back across the goal mouth looking for Gerberbeck. It's stick to side. Kept in at the point by Maurer, not once, but twice, and then they push it out in the zone. We get sucked out to the boards there. Roachy with the relentless back pressure. Stops any forward progression on that one. It's played up the wall. Kicked forward by Gerberbeck momentarily, but fought off and fired back in from the red line. Ellie Shaw hasn't seen a shot in what seems like years. Still awake and fights that one aside. Z-Man collects it. He's going to look to put it 85 feet back the other way. Dylan Pacelli's going to get across the blue. He's got Sauer with him. Playing across for Sauer. He's taken down with an arm lock. But we're not going to get that call at this time. The Spittle, Dylan, and Sauer trying to keep that forecheck on. They play it out. Witten will collect D to D. He gets his eyes up. Flips it ahead to Spittle. Spittle's going to get across that blue line. Leaves it for Fazio. Fazio will collect. Steps to the dot, turns, fires, deflected by Spittle. Ends up through the wickets. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful zone entry. Communication, puck movement. And then we got another puck to the net, followed by a body to the net, and that one goes off the old tip drill. That's a Nelly. That's one of my favorites. That's a Nelly song from back in my heyday when I was in my prime. Declan Spittle putting on the tip drill. So it's played back out in front. Fazio will collect. Plays it ahead. Out in the neutral zone. This one's going to get into the goals line. Spittle takes a beautiful path to the puck. Reads it. Plays it back out in front looking for Anunciuk. Gets through. Up the boards. Just Witten fires it off a shin pad. The goals are coming the other way. But good support by his defensive partner. And now Fazio steps the line. He has some speed. Gets inside the dots. He turns. He dangles. Throws it on the net and into the back of the net. Little dipsy do at the end there. Joshua the Flash Fazio with those salty hands. Give a shout out at that point to Mary. Mary, that one goes out to you. Make sure you're taking care of Joshua. You know he loves it. He loves you. So it's played back ahead. Carl collected it, puts it to Donahauer. Donahauer's going to chip to Roach. Roach is going to step through the seam. He plays it ahead to Pucciarero. That is 3 passes in the neutral zone. It gets in. Pucciarero is going to pull up. Try to sell it with his toe caps. Not by a white jersey, but he's got his support system there. They play it back ahead. Donahauer puts it to Carl. Carl turning wise. He fires it off of inside of a ankle there, but the defender fights it off, gets back out front. Donahauer's looking for the Zegras, which we may see as wearing a Flyer jersey this year. But good puck movement. Stick to side as the goals will collect. They'll go back behind his own net. Pucciarero there to collect. Looking for Roachy. Puts up the wall. Gets off that wall. Fire back across. Luner's going to go D to D. Carr's going to fire it in. Danhauer looking for the deflection, unable to do it. Gets off the end boards. Pucciarello picks it up. He was looking for Roach cutting down that center seam. Momentarily collected by the goals, but pushed down in that neutral zone where they're cut off by Roachy, and it's forced to play ahead. Carr will get back down behind his own net. He's going to pick this one up on the forehands. He blows an edge. Nooner's there to help him and play it back to Pucciarello. Pucciarello will use his own net. He'll play it ahead to himself, and now looking for Danenhauer, but he's trying to stretch that ice to Roachy. Danenhauer collects, tries to draw the defenders to him. He's got Roachy coming with him. He plays it across out in front of him, but Roachy will collect in the corner. He'll turn up, which is the Danenhauer. Danenhauer puts it off the end walls. Roachy will put it around to the hash marks for Pucciarello. Pucciarello gets his eyes up. He's looking to play it down and cycle it to Danenhauer. It's picked off by the white jerseys. They're looking to come the other way. They play it ahead. Mauer's there and contained. He picks it off. He'll get his toes up, and look, he's going for escape. Plays it ahead looking for Pucciarello. The goals play it back ahead. Mauer will get there and close that gap. Play back across. Ellie will paddle it aside into the corner where Spittle will collect. He'll use his own net. Play it ahead for Danenhauer. Gets out of the neutral zone as that bounced over his stick. The goals will move it. It's read by Zabarski. He steps across the line. Goes in the traffic. It's stick to side, but Gervivek picks it up. He leaves it for Pacelli. Pacelli now drives down. Playing it back out in front, looking for Spittle. Gets off the back of the skates, and the goals are coming the other way. The goals get across the blue line and across the red line. Zabarski trying to surf that play. The goals stay with it. They play it back across, but behind Ellie's net. Where's Pacelli will collect. He's going to look to stretch that ice to Gervivek. Gervivek times it up. It's off a stick. Gets into the zone. He was trying to stick it back across in Spittle's lane, but it's collected. It's thrown all the way down on Ellie. That won't be an icing. She'll leave it out for Zabarski to pick up. Zabarski gets around his own net. He gets his toes up. He's going to opt to skate this one 200 feet. Gets outside the dots. Gets a stick on it. Plays it in the net with no puck movement. So now Pacelli will cut it off. He'll play it down into the corner. Spittle will collect. He's looking to play it back out in front, looking for Gervivek. Puck's bouncing around. Pacelli trying to collect. He'll collect it at the far point. Pulls up on the wall. Plays it across to Fazio. Fazio's got Gervivek coming off the wall. He'll drag. Steps into the slot. He turns. He fires. Finds the back of the net. As we had two PHC jerseys south that leaked behind the defenders. And we, on second think another tip drill. We might have to start calling Declan Spittle Nelly. His new name, Nelly. Another tip drill. Played ahead. Fazio gets a stick on it. Sauer will collect this one. He drives hard down the boards. Cut off by Roach. Roach puts it up to the point. Regains it himself. Plays it down to Sauer. Sauer's ridden off the puck, but he has a support system with Roach. Roach trying to play it back across, looking for a Nucciuk. Bounces off the outside of the net. They'll play that around the boards. It's kept in by Michael Winton. Winton will walk with it. He gets inside the dots. He fires. Blockered and fought off. Fazio collects. He fires. Blockered and fought off. Nucciuk will put it out to Winton. Winton's going to collect. He steps. He walks past one. Gets the two inside the dots. Turns. Fires. Hits a body in front. Goals will collect. Roach, good challenge, good surf. We'll regroup it in the neutral zone. He plays it across for a Nucciuk, and Nucciuk's going to play it back to Winton. Winton's going to buy some time. He's looking for Sauer. He finds him at that far blue line. Sauer collects. He gets inside the line. He drops it to Fazio. Fazio's going to collect. He's going to look across for a Nucciuk. It gets through his feet and gets out into the corner. White jersey will play it ahead for Winton. Winton's going to walk off that wall with it. He'll step back in. He plays it ahead for a Nucciuk. Couldn't get good wood on it. It's sticked aside by the goals, and now they're coming the other way. They get out into that neutral zone. But Winton and Fazio are back with Max Roach. Roach rides the player down to the ice surface and causes a transition play the other way. Danenhauer putting the forecheck on with Sauer. Sauer gets a stick on that puck, and he'll get in after it in the corner. Danenhauer steps out of the corner with it. He's going to go backhand. Fires it wide. Spittle will collect. Spittle trying to put it down the end boards, looking for Sauer, but Referee was in his way, as well as 2 jerseys. Nooner will keep. Plays it to Downhauer. Downhauer plays it back to Nooner. Nooner will push it down the wall one more time. Now we're going to collect it and chip it off the wall. Now they're coming the other way. Throw the brakes on, allowing PHC to get back. Spittle with a good pocket pick. Fazio collects it. He plays it ahead to Downhauer. Downhauer's going to get across that line. He's looking for Declan. He turns, he fires. Fought off and saved by the butterflying goaltender. Spittle gets into it in the corner. It's kicked up the wall. Gets past him for Puncherero. And now they're coming the other way. They have numbers if they hurry. Good contained by Nooner and Carr. It's played back in. Carr will get a stick on it. Bounces out in front. The turn. Ethan Nunez might have worn that one. And now the transition the other way. They play it ahead looking for Downhauer. Hits off a Spittle's stick. Spittle will collect. Walk around the net. Looking to play it back out in front. We'll play it up the wall to Puncherero. Puncherero's going to collect. We'll play it down the wall where Maurer will collect. He'll reverse up. Plays to Puncherero. Puncherero finds Carr. Carr's got Downhauer and Spittle. He plays it ahead to Downhauer. He's going to join the rush. The good poke check by the goals as we had a 3-on-1 developing there. It's played back across. Downhauer will collect this one. He's going to enter the line. He'll drive wide. He'll use the big frame of his. He's got Spittle with him. He puts it on the tape. Spittle turns, fires, hits off the end glass. Puncherero will collect in the corner. He's going to put it up to the point. Zabarski will turn, a fire. One's bouncing in, paddled aside, and held on to by the goalkeeper. We like pucks going to the net. We got bodies at the net. Trying to jam everything home. 27.8 clicks left on the clock here. PHC hanging on to a 17-0 lead. Trying to do the over-under there. Roach ties up. Gervek collects it, turns, and fires. Good face-off. And that's the 18th strike on the day. 16.4 seconds left in this one, and some extra seconds ticked off the clock. But we have a long day on Long Island. So as we wrap this one up, stay with us. Enjoy your Saturday afternoon. Hey, grab an early dinner and then grab your popcorn as we look to continue our good puck movement and good play here on the island in the AYHL. As the horn sounds, PHC victorious in the first one. Board says 17. I thought it was 18. Who knows? High scoring affair. We'll go to the score sheets. We'll see you at 6 p.m.